to the High School Football Pigskin Show. I'm your host, Michael Anderson. With Lowndes winning 5 state championships in the past, most would say, by these standards, that Lowndes had a disappointing year last year. Lowndes went 6-4 and barely missed the playoffs by a few points. Despite this, there's a lot of excitement about the Lowndes program this year. Due to graduation, Lowndes lost some pretty good football players, but mainly on the defensive side. They lost linebacker Bell, linebacker Brantley, defensive tackle Malik Austin, defensive back Alex Brown, wide receiver Seneca Fuller, offensive line Dwayne Hart, wide receiver DeMarcus Jackson, defensive back Jalen Marble, running back Sneed, and offensive lineman Brian Rowe. However, Lowndes has some pretty good underclassmen returning this year, such as quarterback Austin Dixon, offensive line Tariq Adams, defensive end Kendrick Clemens, and offensive line Brandon Buford. Coach Shore was hired as Lowndes' new defensive coordinator, so he's working closely with the defense to get him adjusted to the style of defense that he will run next year. Most of Lowndes' losses due to graduation are on the defensive side, so the defense is expected to be young and inexperienced. An example of this was a recent spring game where Lowndes' offense almost gained 400 yards on this defense. So it will be imperative that Lowndes' new defense gel together quickly, or it's going to be a long season. On the other hand, the good defensive end, Kendrick Clemens, is returning, so they should be able to build around this. Lowndes has hired some new assistant coaches, such as offensive coordinator Coach Pruitt, offensive line coach Tommy Watson, wide receiver coach Jackson Dean, running back coach Derek Perry. If that last coach's name sounds familiar, it's because he's a great former running back for Lowndes. The offense has plenty of experienced underclassmen coming back, so they will be the strength of his football team. The quarterback position looks sound with Austin Dixon returning. Also, Michael Barrett has also been taking reps at this position. During the spring game, the offense amassed nearly 400 yards against the defense. So, the shotgun offense that they're running now apparently seems to suit their talent. The running back core looks solid with the likes of Copeland, Jalen Smith, and Trey Boogie Jackson. The receiving core looks very good with the likes of Jenkins and Tavon Kyle. But the strength of this offense will be their huge offensive line. It was reported that the average size of the offensive line is 6'3", 270 pounds. If you remember the past Lowndes offensive line, they were known as a moving company. Well, this line resembles them. Some of the returning offensive linemen are Tariq Adams, who's around 6'3", 290 pounds. Also returning is offensive line Brandon Buford. Finally, Nate Lee, a recent transfer, is reported to be about 6'5", 310 pounds. With this huge skilled offensive line, Lowndes is sure to be a formidable force in Region 1. Like they say in the past, the team that controls the line usually wins. I feel that Lowndes will be a formidable team in Region 1, and Lowndes will most likely contend for the Region 1 championship. With their huge offensive line and most of their offensive weapons returning, Lowndes was focused in on the young defense. If their defense gels together and builds chemistry, I believe that Lowndes will be a dark horse in Region 1 and will most likely make the playoffs with home field advantage. But first, they must go through the gauntlet of football games against Roswell, Bayside High School of Florida, Tift County, Colquitt County, Valdosta, Lee County, and Camden. It was reported that the Valdosta faithful are very excited about their football team this year. The spring game went well by most accounts. It appeared there was a lot of passing on offense to good receivers like Jonte Baker and Jamarcus Tyson. Quarterback Schumann went on an 80-yard, 15-play drive to give his offense the first score of the football game. It was reported the final score was 25-0. It was reported that Camden County had nearly 150 football players come out for spring training. By all accounts, the spring game was a success. It appears that the spring game was a closely fought football game, with the blue team having a narrow victory 52-48. It was reported that the theme of this year's spring practice was physicality, because competing in Region 1, you had to have some physicality.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take me to your football game.
Do the Harlem Shake.